How much time do you spend online? Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from NordVPN is defensive strategist Adrianus Warmenhoven. Hi, Adrianus.
Hello. How are you?
Great. Well, NordVPN is a cybersecurity company. Give us a little more background about what you do.
Well, the main product that we have and for which we are really famous now is the most advanced VPN there is, and it's the NordVPN. We have a lot of extra products linked to that, but the main core is to protect your data online if you have on an unsecured connection, or if you're on a train Wi-Fi or any other public Wi-Fi or anything like that. We provide a VPN service, and the VPN just encapsulates or wraps around your own data and gets it safely to the destination where it's being unpacked, and then nobody else can listen in.
Interesting. So you have a new survey out that says Americans are spending almost 46 hours per week online. That equates to more than 6 hours a day. Some really interesting statistics here.
That's correct. Also, the online, you have to understand that people also are using their mobile phones, not just being online, but also to communicate with each other, but also to consume videos. That's actually what they do most of the time, whenever they have to wait for somewhere, or if they are just standing still or trying to pass some time. So it's mostly communications and videos.
And that includes the amount of time people are watching Netflix or Amazon Prime Video, things like that, in the evening maybe.
Yes, and it's a lot of social media, because everybody knows when you have a nice video, it goes viral, and then you get a ping, and then you watch it, and without you knowing, suddenly 5 minutes have passed, or 7 minutes, or 10 minutes. This is basically how it goes with social media.
So tell us some of the things that we should be doing. Most people, when they're watching these videos, perhaps aren't concerned about security. Should we be concerned?
Well, you don't always know. That's the first thing. Check the links. If people just share links with each other, and you just click it because you want to watch the video, you might get to a malicious site or a scammer site, or a site which actually just tries to rob all your data from your browser. So that's the first thing you really have to be careful for. Most of the time, if you look at the video that's within the platform, like the Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, that's kind of secure. But the problem with that is you're giving away a lot of data to those platforms as well during your activities. You give away your interests, who you follow, all those kind of things. The other thing is, when you're not on a secured network or your own private network, just the fact that you are connecting to these different platforms gives away a lot of data for possible attackers. They know, for instance, that you're a lot on Facebook, or they can see which pages you are looking at on Facebook, depending on how much advertisement links are pulled in. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong if you just openly connect to all these video sites. There's also another couple of things. If you are using a site that has credentials like a login and password, make sure it's a safe one, and also have a strong password, two-factor authentication, those kind of things that should be basics nowadays. Just as you learn how to navigate the traffic, everyday life, we should learn how to navigate the internet traffic as everyday life as well.
Now, is the problems, I assume, are getting worse, and the bad guys get smarter all the time. So
yes,
what should we know about using a VPN? Is it an expensive thing to do? Are there downsides that certain sites might not let you use them, or things like that?
There's let's start with the pricing first. Obviously, there are some free VPNs that are available. The problem with that is I'm not saying outright that goes for every single free VPN you will ever encounter, but most of the time the old adage, internet adage works. If you don't pay for the product, you are the product, because they have to run their servers, and it stands to reason they need to know, need to have some revenue for providing these services. So free VPN possible, but not always trustworthy for every cause. There's some paid options, just like with NordVPN. And the good thing is, for us, for Nord, if you pay for the product, that's really what you get. That's what we put the money towards to. It means we still protect your privacy. It means we take care of everything. We don't log anything. Everything is focused on the product, on your privacy. So, and it's not that expensive. For a couple of dollars a month, you have a really good protection, and you have multiple devices. Now, a lot of users may want to use a VPN to circumnavigate certain restrictions, country restrictions. This is a bit of a cat and mouse game. While it's not entirely impossible, we do not anymore give any guarantees that you can watch every movie in every different country. But sometimes when you are abroad, you really want to watch your Netflix from the US, and then a VPN might help you out on that. About the bad people, you mentioned those as well. For the bad people, for the hackers and that kind of thing, you always have to understand that those are not dumb people. They're not people that have failed. No, most of the time they're really smart people. They only have different life goals and different objectives to reach. So you have to understand that if you are not really nice and cleaning up after you online, these are the people that will use those crumbs online, and they will get you, and they will find your social security, your address. They will find out if you're at home or not, and then it might be for a break-in. But also all other kind of things can happen if you're not being careful out there. Things like a VPN, a password manager, those kind of things really help strengthen your security online, but also they take care that you don't leave too many clues or details behind where you didn't want to have them.
It seems a lot of people don't pay that much attention. They put their whole lives online on social media sort of willingly without anybody having to trick them. What advice do you have for pretty much all of us?
The social media part is, it feels, no, let me restart that. The problem with social media is that it feels like you're having a conversation in your own living room. So a lot of confidential things, a lot of private things are being discussed. The problem is it's not your living room. It's not even close to your living room, because at least one party, the platform, can listen in and see everything that you discuss on it. But also, if you're not careful with your social media settings, or if one of your connections social media settings is not really up to scratch, it means that criminals and other parties, they can also see what you do on social media. They can also see what your children are doing, to which school they're going. There's so much information which, if you think about it, should really, as a parent at least, creep you out. And as any other citizen, it should at least give you some worry about what's all online about yourself.
So for people who have the viewpoint that, well, everything is shared today, there's nothing I can do about it. You've got all this, you've got my credit cards, you've got everything. You're saying there are things we can do.
Yes, for that, it really is important to understand the difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy means you are in control of what you want to share about your personality online. If you don't want to share anything just because you wear blue socks today, that's fine, because it's your reason, it's privacy. Secrecy is when you really want to hide something. And hiding has the connotation that the other party has a right to actually know what you're hiding, or at least they know about it. So when you were doing things online, you should understand that whenever you share something, It means you are willingly giving up that information. And if you want to share it with somebody in a secure way, then you're going to encrypt it. And that's hiding, actually. You're protecting your data from somebody else. And if you go on with privacy, some people might say, I have nothing to hide. Well, you are free to share everything. But the narrative is always that you should be in control of what you share. You should willingly and understandingly share your information and not be forced to have it handed over and say, I want to protect X or Y or Z. You should not be, try to protect everything after the fact. You should always say, this is what I want to share and nothing more than that. And that should be the end of the story.
Now, this is vacation season. A lot of people are back to traveling. That means sometimes using hotspots out there and things, and Wi-Fi in a lot of public places or hotels.
Yes, and there's a couple of things we should take care of with the vacation season. First, when we're online in vacation areas, use a VPN. You might trust the hotel, but you may not know what kind of system administrator is behind it. They might be bribed, they might be hacked. You do not know anything about the infrastructure that you're going to connect to on your vacation. So at least, really as a basic measure, use a VPN to have a secure communications to the internet. Not because you want to hide something, but just because you want to secure something. Another thing that's important is don't give away too much about your location. If you film if you make a picture of your hotel room, and then an hour later, with a number, an hour later you make a picture of yourself doing a bus ride, then everybody knows you are not in your hotel room at the moment. Those are also things you should take care of. Another good thing would be to create temporary accounts for your social media, because if you lose your phone or somebody steals it or somebody still gets through it with your internet connection, then nothing is lost because it's just a throwaway account. It's not your real account, and you shouldn't have all your apps on your mobile phone which you don't use on vacation. And with that, I mean, if you lose your phone and you haven't secured your phone, then somebody else would otherwise be able to access all those apps and all its data. So clean it up, or take a different phone, just a vacation phone with you.
So whether I have an app for my bank online, whatever I do with the phone, those are often protected with, say, a fingerprint to log on. Am I pretty safe that way?
Depends a bit on the manufacturing and age of the fingerprint systems. The iPhone is getting really good nowadays, and a lot of higher quality Android phones as well. Some of the older ones can be fooled by having a rubber stamp or something like that, but most people also have, as a backup, because they don't trust themselves, still a really easy PIN as a backup for the identification. That means if I find a mobile phone, I just try it 2 or 3 times with my fingerprint. It says fingerprint doesn't work, but maybe you want to draw a pattern, or maybe you want to enter a PIN. So if you have fingerprints and you have a weak backup solution, then the backup solution is determining the strength of your security.
So for more information, the site to go to is NordVPN.com. You can find different plans there. Adrianus Warmenhoven, thank you so much for taking the time with us.